I come back and she's crying. Hey guys, so we're back at it. Okay, back with another story time, because I've been telling y'all I'm gonna record a story time and I'm gonna upload one. So this is me doing what I said. Okay, so I changed the background a little bit just because, not for nothing, doing those client story times on my bed, they're so uncomfortable. So I just switched up the vibe a little bit. I don't know if I like it yet. I kind of do. Not to be like any type of way. What am I saying? I actually do kind of like this vibe. It gives me very cozy because, you know, today I'm giving the weather outside is frightful again, because as much as I hate the cold and I hate the snow, I really like the aesthetic. You know, it looks like there are heaters on in my room and it's not. Anyway, it's not, I don't know where I'm going with any of this, but we're coming at you with a client story time today. Now, before I get into this, I don't know if I need to put alarms, bells, whistles, digital signs that are flashing at you, because I'm not even addressing my subscribers, because my subscribers, y'all get it. Like, y'all get it already. I'm just speaking to the annoying people. For those of you that don't know, when I'm speaking on my client story times, it oftentimes has to do with people when I just started. So models and things like that. If you're not aware, models are used for practicing. So when you agree to be a model, you are agreeing to a significantly discounted or free service by a non-professional or someone in training. So when you come and you become my model, you sign a waiver saying, I understand that there is a possibility my hair will not come out the way I want it, and blah, 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 and something can happen, and I accept all responsibility for what happens to my hair, okay? Just saying. So no, you cannot sue me. I cannot be sued by a model if you agreed to be a model. I'm so annoyed with that stupid comment. I keep getting it like, oh, you should have been sued. Oh, I would have sued you. Why didn't you get sued? You could get sued for that. No, you can't. No, you can't. If you didn't know, now you know. You cannot sue when you agree to be a model. Jesus. You can see that I've been sitting heavy on my chest for a minute now. Anyway, let's get started into this client story time. So this girl is gonna go back, way back when I literally first started at that salon. I'm telling you, that salon, we should give that salon a name, because that was the stepping stone. That was a stepping stone for me. So this was when I first started there, and they had, like I've said in other videos, they had certain things that they would want me to try to do. So like certain haircuts for that week, certain colors for that week, blah, blah, blah. But there were some times where they're like, hey, if you find a model, you bring one in, you can pretty much do what that model wants. And it was a very discounted price, extremely discounted. Honestly, they were not paying, the person that was coming in, the model, was not paying for me. They were just paying for the product that was used on their hair. So that's kind of why it was so discounted. So if I ended up using like little to no product, I didn't have to charge you that much. If I ended up using a ton of product, I would just charge you for that, not the actual service. So there was this guy that I actually, like, I grew up with him. Now that I think about it, I was like, oh, we went to high school. But like, no, we pretty much grew up together. He came in and he let me practice, you know, my men's cuts, which, oh my God. Shout out to all the guys that let me practice on them, because Lord, before I got the hang of a fade, baby, these boys were coming out botched. I think I've messed up more guy hair than I have girl hair, but thank you to the guys that actually let me practice on them. So anyway, he came in and he let me practice on him, And he was asking me, he was like, hey, like, do you do girls' hair? Well, obviously I do girls' hair, but he was like, how much do you charge for girls' hair? Blah, blah, blah. Do you do this? Do you do that? And I was just like, we were just, chatting or whatever. And he was basically telling me that his girlfriend was looking for somebody to do her hair because he's like, I don't know what she wants, but I know she's been talking about it for some time now. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, tell your girlfriend. I would tell everybody that. Tell your girlfriend, tell your mom, tell your sisters, tell whoever to come see me so I can practice and I can, get my thing together. So whatever, I do his hair, and then I end up getting a Instagram follow from his girlfriend. So she DMs me and she was like, hey, I'm gonna name him Chad. She was like, hey, Chad told me about you. He said that, you do pretty good work, blah, blah, blah. And I just, I had my little Instagram page, my hair page at the time. I had that. And so I had like a little bit of, stuff on there. So me and her were talking, and I was just asking her, like, hey, what was it that you had in mind? What were you thinking? And she had really, really dark hair, but she was saying that she wanted to get in the transition of going blonde. People with dark hair is so hard to go blonde. Like, oh my God, it is a dreaded thing. If you have dark hair, trying to go blonde is just already a process. I try to shy away from it because it is just a lot of work, okay? That is me being a lazy hairstylist. It's just a lot of work, okay? So when I saw her hair, I was just like, Jesus. Because her natural hair was as dark as mine, but you could see that she kind of tried to lift her hair, or something happened where, when people have like that reddish brown, like Demi Lovato in Camp Rock, the first one, where it's that kind of like red but like kind of brown. She had that going on. So she sent me that picture, and I was just like, yeah, girl, this is gonna take quite a few processes. I'm not even gonna guarantee that it's gonna come out blonde, blah, blah, blah. And she was really cool. She was like, girl, I know that it's gonna be like a little bit more of like a couple sessions. I know that it's gonna take a minute, whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. So I go ahead, we just start talking about days that she wants to come in. At this point, me and her were kind of going back and forth because like days that worked for me didn't work for her. And the day that she wanted to come in, I had to reschedule. And the day that she had planned to come in, she rescheduled. So we were just kind of going back and forth. And it got to a point where she needed her hair done for something. I forgot what it was, but my schedule and her schedule just weren't aligning. So she knew a girl that she had a friend, and that friend did hair too. So she was like, hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to this girl that I know because like we just can't get in, and hopefully she can just start the process for you so that when I come see you, it's a little bit easier. Now, I don't really care. Honestly, I'm not one of those people that like, oh, you're cheating on me, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. If you want to go to me, you want to go to her, you want to go to him, I really don't care. I'm not very possessive over people and, what they want to do with their hair and stuff. It's not my personality. So I was just like, all right, girl, whatever floats your boat, whatever you've deemed necessary is your hair. If you want to go to her and then come to me, we'll see what we can do about it. No dramas, no issues. So after she gets her hair done with the girl, she sends me a picture of it, and she was like, oh, the girl decided to put semi-permanent red in my hair. And I was confused because I'm like, if this girl is a hairstylist, she went to another hairstylist, and the client, we need to name her something. What are we going to name her? We're going to name her Stacy. So Stacy went to a hairstylist, and if Stacy told her hairstylist that she wants to go blonde, why would you put semi-permanent red? So I was confused because I was just like, that doesn't make any sense to me, but at the same time, this ain't my hair. So I was just like, okay, we'll see what we can do. Like, okay. Honestly, I didn't really give that much of a response. I was just like, oh, okay. Because to be honest, I was just so confused and I did not get it. So whatever. Fast forward, me and her finally get on the same schedule, same time for her to come in to do her hair. So she comes in, and the picture that she sent me was with her hair like all flat down, and you could see that it was like it wasn't like a red, it was more like a auburn. It was like a red brown, like a deeper red brown. So I was just like, okay, this is going to be a mess. But it wasn't that bad. I don't know. I'm just stupid. I don't know what to tell y'all. Honestly, when I try to explain myself in these story times, I'm like, my thought process was like non-existent, because none of what I'm saying makes sense. So yeah. But anyway, so I was just like, she sends me a picture of her hair, and I see that it's like an auburn. So I told her, I was like, yeah, this is going to take a few times to like really try to get that red out and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, I'm not going to be rude to her and be like, why did you put red? Like, that doesn't make any sense. If you're going to go blonde, why'd you go red? You know, I'm not going to be that way. But, you know, that's what I was thinking. I was just like, if you say you wanted to go blonde, why did you let this girl put demi red? Even though like demi is not that bad, but like red is one of those colors that's really hard to maintain and super hard to get out. So I'm just like, what the heck, girl? So anyway, the picture that she showed me, I told her it's gonna take a few times, whatever. But when she came in and she sat down in my chair, when I was looking through her hair, I was like, ooh. Because when the picture she sent me, her hair was down, and so I couldn't really see inside. When I started pulling her hair, when I started like going through her hair, I'm seeing she has a lot of bands. So the outside top part is like that auburn color, but then you look in, she has like orange, she has spots of dark. Mind you, she has new growth. So I'm just like, okay, this is a lot. So I go get a master stylist, and basically all they told me to do was just lift it, take really tiny sections, lift it as much to get that red out, and whatever it lifts to, just drop a toner on it. Like I already told her, like me and her, she was very much fine with the fact that her hair was not going to be blonde. Like I made that abundantly clear to her, and she was cool with it. She knew that her hair was not going to be blonde by the end of the session. But what I was telling her, what I was communicating to her, and what, you know, my other master stylists were telling me is just like, try to get as much as that red out. Like that's really all you want to do. Don't worry about the blonde. Just take the blonde out of your head. Get her as light and get all that that red out. And if she comes out like a level 6 or like a level 5, you know, whatever, it's just to get that red out. So that was like my main goal with this, is to get that demi red out of her hair. So she was cool with it. We were fine. We're talking. I'm starting the process. Mind you, this girl had so much hair. Like so much freaking hair, bro. Like Jesus. So I'm having flashbacks. So she had so much hair, and her hair was like a decent, like it was like to your bra strap, right? The back of your bra. Like that was how long her hair was. So I'm just going in. Mind you, I'm doing it correctly. I'm not, you know, burning her hair off, okay? I took I started with 5 volume, went to 10, went to 20, you know, as we're going up. So mind you, I'm just saturating her hair as much as possible. I'm putting foils. I'm really on the grind. I'm working fast. I'm trying to get her hair, you know, cool or whatever. So she's basically telling me, she was like, yeah, the only thing is I'm just really scared that my hair is going to fall out. Like, I really don't want my hair to fall out. And she just kept reiterating, like, oh, I don't want my hair to fall out. Oh, I don't want my hair to fall out. And I'm just like, you know, your hair is not compromised. It's not really, you know, there ain't nothing really going on with it. It's just, we're just trying to get this color out. And I was like, I just kept reassuring her, like, I'm not using a high volume developer. I'm literally going little by little, low and slow is how I'm doing this process. Because like I just kept saying to her, like, I'm not in the business of getting you blonde today. All I'm trying to do is to get that color out. So you don't need to be as like abrasive, because I'm not trying to get your hair white. I'm just trying to get this red out. So I just kept reiterating to her, like, girl, you're fine. Like, don't even worry about it. Like, you're good. We're good. So obviously her hair is lifting to like 1,000 different colors, because I don't know what she had on her hair before she got that demi red, but whatever she had on her hair before that demi red, then the demi red, and now I'm just like seeing all these colors. But I wasn't tripping off of it, because obviously her hair, like, I don't know how many times I'm gonna say this, but like, all I was gonna do was get it to an even enough color to get all that stuff that she had in it, just to get it out. And whether her hair came out like a dark brown, a light brown, or whatever, I just wanted it to be an even tone of brown. That was my game plan. So that's exactly what I did. I executed it very well. Mind you, we're still in the process. So I thought I executed. I was like, okay, good. Her hair is lifting. I'm getting that red out. Thank Jesus, I'm getting that red out. So I take her to the shampoo bowl. We wash all that bleach out. We take all that bleach, man. Her to shampoo that hair was so crazy, because she already had a lot of hair plus bleach, and you know, bleach expands, so it was just a lot to take all that product out of her hair, right? So this was one of those things that I could not tone her at the bowl. I had to use 2 toners, because her hair was lifting a certain color at the top, and then like the rest of her hair was another color. She had all colors of the rainbow up in that hair, I'm telling you. So I had to take her back to the chair. And I always do this whenever I was going to take somebody back to the chair, knowing that their hair is not done or nowhere near done. I always let them know. I'm like, hey, you're gonna go to the chair. Do not freak out. Don't feel the type of way. Like, don't go crazy. Honestly, I would recommend you not look at your hair, but don't go crazy, because this is not the final product. This is like literally the first step into what we have to do with your hair. I have to put on a toner. I always explain it. I was like, I have to put a toner on your roots first, and then I have to go back in and melt the 2 toners, and you know, it's a process. So what you see at the bowl is not what you're going to get. Or what you see at the chair is not what you're going to get for the final product. So she was like, okay, no worries. Like, she was so chill. She was like, oh, no worries. Like, I completely understand. She's like, honestly, there's so many colors in my hair. Like, I completely get it, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, cool. We get to the chair, right? I take the towel off, and I was like, you see, like, we're just really going to tone everything down. We're going to make sure all this stuff is covered. Like, and I was just showing her, I don't know, maybe I was like overcompensating by like trying to explain to her everything that I was doing so she could relax. And maybe that like did the opposite effect. Maybe I just told her too much information that she was just like going crazy. I don't know. I just wanted to like her not to freak out about what her hair looked like at that moment. So we take her to the chair. Well, I take her to the chair. We sit down, and I'm just combing her hair, and I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, so basically this is going to be what I anticipated. I got majority of that red color out, but her hair is all these different colors. So I'm probably going to have to do like a level like 4, 5, a mix of a 4 and 5 at her root, and then I'm going to have to do like a 6 and a 5 at the ends. It's going to be like a little light brown. Like, it's cute brown, you know. It's better than what she had, but it was, you know, cute little brown. So I'm combing her hair, and I was just letting her know I got her hair detangled. I was like, all right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get the toner. Mind you, when you bleach anybody's hair, your hair is going to feel different. Your hair is going to shed. The amount of shedding is different, but you are going to shed. Like, it's just like when anybody, like, my hair is perfectly healthy right now. If I take a shower and I brush my hair out, hair is going to come out. That's natural. Well, on top of it being natural and on top of you bleaching, some of your hair is going to shed off. Like, I thought that was common sense. I don't know. Because it was one thing, it wasn't like my exposed story time where I'm just like rolling her hair and like the whole thing is covered with, you know, broken hair. No, it was regular, basic, you know, a fallout, I guess. I don't know. So I wasn't worried about it. Literally, this whole process, I was tired and exhausted because she has so much hair and it was an exhausting process. But I was chilling. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think there was anything wrong with her hair. Like, I was like, okay, we're good. We're right on track. This is the process that we're doing. Like, I was very confident. So I go to the back and I go get the toners and I'm mixing the toners up or whatever. And I come back and she's crying. And I was like, is everything okay? Like, are you okay with, and she's like feeling her hair and she's just like,
I'm just really, really scared that like I'm going to like break my hair off. Like my hair is just gonna fall out. Like I'm just really, really scared that my hair is gonna fall out.
and I was like, no, like your hair is fine. Like your hair is fine. What do you mean you feel like it's gonna fall out? Like it's okay. And she was like,
no, just like look at it. Like it's just like the ends. I'm just really, really scared that these ends are just gonna fall out. Like
and I was just trying to explain to her that like nothing else is gonna happen to your hair. Like everything is washed out. What I'm doing for your hair right now is a demi-permanent dye. So it's not going to do anything. Like it's literally just going to sit on top of your hair. It's not gonna break your hair off. It's not doing some sort of chemical reaction. Like it's basically like conditioner, a tinted conditioner to your hair. Like it's not, you're okay. Like if nothing's happened to your hair yet, nothing is going to happen now. But she's just like,
oh my God, like I really just, I'm so scared.
mind you, she's crying. And y'all know, if you watch any of my videos, y'all know how I get when people cry. I'm just like, so she's just like, I'm just really scared that my hair is gonna break off and blah, blah, blah. And I was just telling her like, girl, no, like don't worry about it. So then she just turns to me and she was like,
to be honest, can we just dye my whole head black?
and I was like, what? And she was like,
yeah, I don't think I can go through with this. Like I'm so scared. Like I'm so scared that my hair is gonna turn, like my hair is gonna break off and I'm just gonna, like my hair is gonna fall out. So can we just please, can you just dye my hair all black?
and I was like taken aback and I'm like, wait, so you just want your hair all black? All this that we just did, you just want to dye your hair black? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, I thought I could do with this and I just can't. I just want to dye my hair black. So I was like, okay, girl. Like I said, I'm just the type of person, I'm going to do what you tell me to do. If you're over it, you're over here crying, you're afraid that your hair is going to fall out, and you tell me you want to dye your hair black, okay, let's dye your hair black then. I don't know. I don't care. It's your hair. You know, at the end of the day, it's your hair. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I grabbed the toners that I mixed together. I was walking to the back, and one of the master stylists was like, hey, what's going on? And I was like, she said that she's crying. She's afraid that her hair is going to fall out. And she said she just wants to dye her hair all black. Like, she just told me, forget this, and we're going to dye black. And he was like, no, no, no. And I was like, what? And he was like, no, like, you just spent all morning, taking all that color out. Like, she's going to get her hair the color that you do it. And I was like, I just don't really, I'm not in the business of convincing her otherwise. She's over here crying. I can't deal with people crying. She said she doesn't want to keep doing it. So whatever, I'm just going to let it go. And unfortunately, I did waste my time, but she wants her hair black, so whatever. And he was like, no, that's not how you learn. You need to tell her that, this is our plan and we're going to stick to it, blah, blah, blah. And, like, I see what he's saying, but at the same time, like, I'm just not the type of person, like, I'm not here to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm a hairstylist and I wasted all this time and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, like I said before, if you want your hair black, you want your hair black. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong, or maybe I'm just too nonchalant about that kind of stuff, but I just don't care enough to be like combative with you. So he goes to her and he was like, hey, what's the problem? Like, why are you telling Samantha that you want your hair black? And she was basically saying like, still crying. She was like, I just don't want my hair to fall out, blah, blah, blah. So of course, I'm not going to say that it's because he's a guy, but he put his, hairstylist voodoo on her. And he was basically telling her, like, everything that I said, he just repeated. And he was just like, it's gonna be okay. Just, let her finish the process. Like, you're almost done. He was like, it's gonna be way longer of a process if you try to go black. Like, you're almost done. Let her finish. And, whatever. So she was just like, okay. Like, she got herself together. She stopped crying. She was like, okay, like, we'll do that. Like, we'll do that. So I did exactly what I planned to do. I put the roots on her. I put it on her ends. I let her sit. We washed her hair. And, we washed her hair. I blow dried it. And I was like giving her a trim because she wanted a trim. And I was just showing her. I was like, girl, like, your hair is fine. Like, I brushed it onto the back, and I was showing her where I was about to cut. I was like, we literally only need to cut off an inch. Like, this is not even that much. Your hair feels fine. Nothing's compromised. I was being 100, because I was so confident in what I did. I was being 1,000% transparent. Like, I turned her around. I showed her her hair. I was like, look, girl, like, you're okay. Like, relax. You're okay. So she was like, oh, thank you. Like, I'm so sorry. I was freaking out. Like, I'm just really big about my hair. I just didn't want my hair to come out like, fried or anything. And I was just like, it's okay. Like, whatever. Cool. So she liked her hair. Everything was cool. Boom, bang, pow. We had a little bit of a hiccup, but I didn't think anything was wrong. I didn't think anything of it. So she leaves. She pays. Cool. Has a great day. I get a DM from her like 2 days later, and she was like, hey, can we go ahead and set our next appointment for our next session? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. She was like, how long do you think I should wait? And I was like, well, because, we did do like quite a bit of bleaching on your hair. You should probably wait about, 4 weeks just to give your hair a little bit of a break. And she was like, oh, well, I was just thinking like, 2 weeks, like if we could do it in like 2 weeks. And I was just reiterating like, girl, we just did a kind of strenuous process. You literally sat in my chair and cried because you didn't want your hair. Like, that was enough to freak me out. You freaked me out. And now I don't want to do anything that's going to compromise your hair, because if you were crying about it when it wasn't falling out, I cannot imagine how you're going to act if I did make your hair fall out. So I was just like, girl, we should wait a little bit, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, okay, no worries. Cool. Okay, cool. Like, that was the end of the conversation. She said she was going to reschedule when, like, in about 4 weeks, blah, 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 whatever. Fine. Cool beans, right? Cool. So fast forward to like a time, I don't even know how long it was. I was at the mall, and I saw, like, I was walking in and she was walking out, and her hair was super, super blonde. So like I've said before, and I'll say it 1,000 times, I don't care if what I did, you were not satisfied and you decided to go to somebody else and they were able to do whatever it is that your issue is. Or maybe I just wasn't the hairstylist for you, and I see you and you have your hair done. I'm not the type of person to be like, oh my God, you went to somebody else to get your hair done? Wow, that's crazy. Oh, why didn't you come to me? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not like that. I don't care. It's your hair at the end of the day. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your hair. So I saw her. She was super, super blonde. So we were walking like this, right? So I was like, oh, hey, how are you? And she was like, oh, I'm good. And of course, the first thing she was like, I was going to come to you for my hair, but, you seemed really busy. And she said something about I seemed really busy. And I just, it's just like, girl, I really don't care that you went to somebody else. It doesn't really do anything to me. Like, I'm glad you got your hair. And I was like, no, like, it looks good, because it did. I was like, no, it looks good. I'm happy you were able to get, as blonde as you wanted, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, it was so great. Like, thank you so much. Like, you started the process. You made it so much easier, blah, blah, blah. That's people's, like, go-to, but it's just, like, whatever. So, okay, bye, girl. Hi, bye. See you later, I guess. I don't know. I didn't think anything of the interaction at all. Didn't think anything of it, okay? You got your hair done by me. You kind of made a scene, but whatever. Then you got your hair done by somebody else. Cool, whatever. So then one of the clients that another person had, she worked with Stacy. I haven't even used her name this whole time, but Stacy is the girl that I'm talking about. So she had worked with Stacy. So that girl, we were all just chilling in the salon. I was doing somebody's hair. She was getting her hair done. And we're all just talking, chilling, very much salon vibes. And the girl was like, "Girl, what did you do to Stacy?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "Yeah, she came into work and she was saying how like she needs to find a new hairstylist because you were too scared. Like she wanted to go blonde and you were too scared to do her hair, and that when you saw her at the mall, you were side-eyeing her, and that you had said that like her hair didn't look good and that she should have came to you." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, what?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "Yeah, she told us, like, she said that she liked it the first time, and that when she wanted to come back to you, you said you were too scared to do her hair, that you didn't want her, like, you didn't want her to come back because you didn't want her hair to fall out." And I'm like, what do I do to you people? Like, what is it that I do to y'all? That y'all be lying on me so bad. Like, and I just looked at the hairstylist that was there the day, that the master one that made her like get her hair done when she wanted to go black. And I'm like, "Can you believe this? Like, are you listening to this right now?" And he was like, "I can't with these people," because I'm just like, you literally sat in my chair and cried over nothing because your hair wasn't messed up. Like, your hair was perfectly on your head. You were literally crying about your hair and you were ready to dye it all black. And now you're telling people that I was the one that was too scared to do your hair after just telling you, like, "Girl, just wait a couple weeks." I was too scared to do your hair. And then you're saying when I saw you at the mall, I was saying, like, I was giving you a side eye. I was like, "Girl, I was being so friendly with you. Why are you saying that about me?" Whatever. So after that, she never got her hair done with me again, and her hair was blonde or whatever. I don't really care. I was just like, "Dang, girl, like, it's like that? That's crazy." Okay. All right, like, whatever. To this day, I'm confused as to where, like, because this is not the first time this has happened to me, but it's just like, I'm confused, like, if you didn't, because I'm not even gonna say, it's not even about if you liked your hair or you didn't like your hair. You were the one that was crying, and I was just being professional and being like, "Hey, like, maybe we should wait." And now you just spun the narrative talking about I was too scared to do your hair. Huh? Oh, Lord. Anyway, that concludes this client story time. It wasn't very juicy. It wasn't very, whatever. But it was just like, girl, what? What in the world? Anyway, so yeah, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I got some things in store for y'all, so please stay posted. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this background. Let me know anything you want to let me know, to be honest. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.